Hi peeps, Junction 6 here. It's Sunday, so it's another top 5. And this one might be a bit controversial. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be the top 5 reasons why I think Tier 8 is better than Tier 10. I hope you agree with some of these. So we'll start off with the number 5 slot. And it's the grind. Yes, the grind. Now, I added all these up. I've chosen the Japanese line. I could have chose any line, but I haven't done this one, so we've got all the figures. And just on the tanks there, if you add that up, it comes to 129,000 XP to get to Tier 8. To get to Tier 10, it's another 355,000 on top of what you've already ground. So that's nearly 3 times as much to get those last 2 tiers as what you've ground to Tier 8. That's just ridiculous. I mean, if you want to spend all your time or your free XP grinding to Tier 10, well, that's up to you. So we'll move on to the number 4 slot. And that's credits. Everyone knows Tier 8 is the credit grinding tier. Just about every tank will make you credits. Tier 10, just about every tank will lose you credits. Number 3. Now, number 3 is the amount of tanks there is. Now, I went on to Blitz Stars and had a look through, and the amount of Tier 10 tanks there are is 59. That's including collectibles and gold tanks. However, in Tier 8 there's 119 collectible gold tanks, tech tree tanks. So you've got nearly twice as much choice in Tier 8. So we'll move on to the second place, and that's the skill base. Now, this is hard to judge the skill base of the players in that tier. So what I've done, I've looked at all the Tier 10 tanks and the win rates above 50%. So the Tier 10 tanks above 50% is 29, which is just below halfway, or just about halfway, because out of 59, 29 of them are above 50%. Then I went and looked at the Tier 8 tanks to see how many of those are going to be above 50%. And that's 78 out of the 118, which is well over 50% of the player base have got better win rate than 50% in those tanks. So that says to me that surely the skill level in Tier 8 has got to be higher than the skill level in Tier 10. So we'll move on to what has taken the number 1 slot, and that's knowledge. Knowledge of the tanks. Obviously, Tier 8, you've got twice as many tanks almost, so you've got to know twice as many tanks. You've also played Tier 7 and you play Tier 9, so you've got to know those tanks as well, because you'll be facing them. In Tier 10, all you've got to know is the 59 tanks in Tier 10 and the Tier 9s. Tier 8s, you've got to know Tier 7s, Tier 8s and Tier 9s, because you will be facing all of those. So that says to me that the knowledge of those players has got to be far greater than somebody who just plays Tier 10. I hope you agree with my breakdown of why Tier 8 is better than Tier 10. There'll be another top 5 next Sunday, so I'll see you then.